Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. You guys haven't seen some A2s for a couple of weeks, huh? We were out of town. We're on lane number 2, and the issue is no power. And the information I was given was if they hold the motor contactor up, it'll turn the machine on. But that's not how you test. Don't push up on the motor contactor or hold down on the motor start relay. That could cause some damage, right? The machine's designed to power off in the event of a jam where the turret lifts up, pins on between the moving deck and the turret, or a jam in the rearward to forward motion of the moving deck, right? If the moving deck binds up moving forward, it can transmit a lot of stress on the one-to-one. So there's a jam switch down here mounted on that moving deck cam follower shaft that will black the machine out if it encounters a bind there. So rule of thumb, never manually override those electrical components by physically holding them in place. So just for to satisfy our curiosity, we are going to meter. We have 239 volts coming out of the contactor to the bus bar, so we know we have high voltage coming in. But let's turn that breaker off and unplug this for the rest of our electrical diagnostic testing. So let's make some observations here. This is not a super duper common motor contactor here. This does have a thermal reset. I can't tell if it was tripped or not. It didn't feel like it clicked. Do have a standard reed style contactor here. Remember, we're unplugged and turned off, but that feels like real squishy and gross. It's all bent up and yeah. If anything, it would stick on, right? Watch that. They're not disengaging. Yeah, if anything, it would stick on. But that's not our problem. The problem is it won't turn on, not it won't turn off. Our 3.2 amp fuse up here has been bypassed with a 3 amp push button of unknown quality. It could be that, we don't know. I'm not seeing a 1 amp fuse anywhere in here, so that's kind of not good. But why don't maybe we can test our jam switches, our turret jam and our deck jam switches. Before we do that, let's look here. There have been times where the masking unit switch may have inadvertently gotten switched to the off position, and somebody will spend hours looking through here and not finding the issue because they forgot to check that switch too. That one was good in the on position. So if we're reading the schematics right, we've got our meter set to tone continuity. So 2 to 3 is turret jam or deck jam, pardon me. Nothing there. 2 to 3, that's 1 to 2. Hold on. 2 to 3 is good. 3 to 5. So our jam switches are both closed. That's good. Let's ohm out our coil here. Let's turn our beep off. If we can get a reading here. I know it's dark in here. You'll have to forgive me. I'm reading open line here. Well, never mind. Maybe it's just a bad spot. 4.8 ohms on that coil. I do not know if that is good or bad. I need more light though. Yeah, this is how much light we have with no assistance, right? It's pretty bad. You're not gonna see a lot of anything in there with no lights on. But we tested, so we have incoming voltage, we have voltage going to the bus bar, I didn't get it on camera, but our push button reset 3 amp fuse has continuity through it. Deck jam and turret jam switches test good. So let me get out of the way here. We'll plug it back in, we'll turn the breaker on, we'll put our we'll jump it out, and then we'll have to take it from there. Another thing that we haven't taken into consideration is, you know, because these don't have a rear on switch, maybe it wasn't jumped out. Maybe the scoring system itself isn't turning the lane on. We're about to find out right now. So we're going to put our jumper in, we're going to flick all our switches on and see if it fires up on basically a manual override. So it's going to be where we do the 1, 2, 3, please don't blow up. Oh, I can hear the relay clicking in there. Maybe it's just me. They have the music on real loud too, so it's not helping. I hear the relays clicking in there. Here, what we'll do, let's do this one on. I'm going to turn the music off. That's a little bit better. Now I can kind of hear what's going on. Got a hum coming from the box here. I can hear a relay clicking in there. Let's move around front. The power lift up front is on. The accelerator here is not. But our motor contactor's pulled in, or pardon me, motor start relay. But our contactor doesn't appear to be sending high voltage to anything else. Well, that would be why the lane number 2 isn't turning the power lift motor on, or the accelerator motor. Well, no, this goes down to the this is your drop cable down to the power lift up front, that being unplugged. Could explain why they want to have lane number 1 on to run the power lift and accelerator. But yeah, hopefully that'll take care of at least one little thing on their list. But yeah, the relay's humming, I can hear it, but it's not turning this motor on, so you may have some burnt contacts on that Reed style relay. So we've got the motor unplugged for safety. It's been removed from the wire channel, so the machine, it might turn on, but at least it's not going to go anywhere. This is yeah, highly suspicious. I need again, I need more light. I'm wondering if we have a burnt contact point somewhere. Well, it looks like they're all closed. You can't see anything. Man, I can't see anything. Yeah, our 3 contact points look closed. I mean, we could measure across them, but I'm suspecting more of this this contactor. Yeah, something's not right there. I don't know what yet. You know, whether it's just a bad coil in this thing. Oh, look at that. We got like 3 strands of wire holding that thing in that crimp connection there. That's not good. Well, could that be our problem? Well, maybe. I don't know. Unplug it also for extra safety. Yeah, it's not looking so great. You'd think at least it would still kind of try to fire, but let's just make an educated guess. Let's get another terminal. We'll replace that and take it from there. Yeah, check this out. It just it fell off in my hand as I was unscrewing the ring terminal. Super duper. So we got our wired terminal end replaced. We are good to go there. Let's plug it in and power it on. Again, I'm I'm standing here in the danger zone, right? So maybe I want to move my foot. And then we'll flick it on. We have the motor unplugged, right? But we're safety first, right? No, no change. Can you hear the relay over here kick on? We have low voltage. I don't know if the ball lights work. They might be all burnt out. But we definitely have low voltage. So, what else could it be? Let's power down. Sorry, I had to. Let's take a look. We have a thermal reset across here. Let's meter that. Let's make sure it's not open circuit. So our meter's set back on tone. We're going to test here to here. We have continuity. So our thermal reset hasn't tripped. I'm guessing this is our coil here. Let's turn off the sound. Oops, I went too far. I gotta go all the way back around again. It's not coming up. 421.6 ohms. That seems incredibly high. Coil connections. Hold on, I gotta read this. It's under the wires. So we went ahead and removed our recently repaired wire terminal. We're testing the coil again, and nothing. Open line. 0. So yeah, I think we can safely conclude that this what is this? Allen Bradley contactor has shit the bed. So now we have to see if they have another one. I don't believe that motor has a thermal overload, so we can't put a new style 3-pole contactor on, or 2-pole contactor. We're gonna have to find something else because I know they don't have another motor with a thermal overload on it ready to go. So this project just got a little bit bigger. We could prove our theory by testing hot. I know that not every location will allow you to do live electrical testing, and this is not one of those locations. So we are energized. Our volt meter is set to volts AC. What? Why am I not? I'm not reading anything. Hold on. 0 volts. Now I question, but that might be. Yeah. Now I'm confusing myself here. I haven't had enough coffee yet. I dug around in their workshop, and unfortunately, they do not have another one of these. I'm gonna get them the part number. I think our contactor has failed. They might have one of the newer style 2-pole contactors, but I could not recommend replacing with that because the motor doesn't have a thermal overload. And it may be easier for them to just do a like for like instead of trying to bring in a Federal Pacific contactor of unknown quality, right? It's used. We don't know if it's good. They've got one in the shop, but it looks pretty beat up. It's missing some screws. Why take the time and effort to put in a part that you're not sure is going to run? So we'll get them a part number for maybe there's an updated version of this. I don't know, but it seems to me like the coil failed, and we're not getting any up out of our oh, make sure you're safety third. We're not getting any up, so we're not getting, we appear to have power to the coil, but it's not energizing. Well, I wasn't going to video this one, but this has turned into a compound issue. Well, when is it never just one thing, right? So, empty deck. Machine doesn't stop to wait for pins. Well, here, let's shut the noise off. We came in and we had some cycle linkage already disassembled. There is an X pin here. There's a lower one down here. That pin had broken and started backing out and causing some issues. And they weren't able to get all the cycle linkage off enough to change that pin out. So I did that real quick and only took a few minutes because it was already halfway apart. But now we have a 180 interlock release link that is pushed up constantly. So we need to get this down to 270, setting new pins, and take a look from there. Let's just jog it down real quick, nice and easy, and we're gonna jump down below. Well, this is it's getting interesting. So my first thought usually when I see that is if I can get the light out of my eyes, is maybe the cross shaft and the lever are getting caught on the oil drip pan. Well, there's no oil drip pan, but let's look over here. This is being held in the reverse position. Oh, crazy. It's squishy. Why? What is going on back here? I don't know. This is... ew. Something doesn't feel right. More investigation is required. I went ahead and removed the bottom cover for the turret while no one was looking. But this rubber pad... we have a problem here. First of all, the rubber pad's not where it's supposed to be, and that's not awesome. So let's grab a X washer, pliers. We'll yank that out. We'll get her sorted out. Yeah, someone was in here. Let me go to the other side. Well, here, why don't you come with me? Why don't we'll do it all in one take. We'll do it live. Yeah, you better. This lever, it's the bottom side of the blocking finger. I believe it is supposed to be on the rear side of the plate, not the front side. And this rubber pad is supposed to be where the lower blocking finger arm is. So my guess is this came apart, because this, look at this, it's all shiny and new X washer. But somebody got it back together, but we got it kind of out of order. So not too big of a deal. We're just gonna drop our front X pin out, pivot it down, reposition our components, and then we should be good to go. All right, moment of truth. Let's we got our plug back in and powered on. So let's do second block and cycle. Yep, waited for pins. Let's watch it come out of 180 degrees. There you go. That's gonna do it. That's a wrap. Time to go home.